What's up, everybody? This is the Sports League Podcast, back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak, and this is going to be our 2026 NFL Draft Grades episode. And we got a special treat for you guys back on the show after it's been a while, but it's great to have you back on the show, Dustin, former co host. Great to have you on, bro.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, bro. It's been a minute, and I'm glad I got to sit on here with one of my good friends and talk some football.
Absolutely, and this is a good time to have you on because I know that you follow college football closely as well as the NFL, so you're really in tune with the draft, and I'm excited to kind of like bounce some ideas off of you, go back and forth, see where we agree, where we disagree, and just talk, some draft grades here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what? And then you're hosting a podcast as well, right? What's the name of your podcast?
So, currently right now it's called Game Day Gear, and we can be found on something
Anchor.
we haven't done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, check that out. And this is the Sports League podcast, and let's get into this. So let's start with the Arizona Cardinals, Dustin. I gave them a B plus. We know so GM Monty Ossenfort is known for trading up or down in the draft. I think the Cardinals were trying to trade back here at number 3, but they decided to stay put. They didn't like any of the trade offers they got. And Jeremiah Love is a hell of a pick at number 3 overall. I know that you love him being a Notre Dame fan. You saw him up close and live multiple times. But I think the Cardinals are just so far away from being competitive. You know what I mean? I love the prospect, Jeremiah Love. I just don't know how many games the Cardinals are going to win with a star player like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I see what you're saying. In the National Football League, it takes three Jeremiah Loves for a team to be successful. So are the Cardinals building in the right direction? Absolutely. But they're going to need a couple years of being able to get guys like Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, I mean, you got guys like Marvin Harrison Jr., now you got Jeremiah Love. I think this was more of a sell tickets type of pick in the meantime until they find their quarterback. They did draft Carson back in the third round, but I don't see him being a franchise quarterback. Maybe they got Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew, but first of all, what are your thoughts on Jeremiah Love, the first running back to go top 5 overall in the draft since Saquon Barkley? Do you think he's going to be a home run? I had former Jet scout Daniel Kelly on. He had a Hall of Fame grade on him. Do you agree with that?
I mean, the Hall of Fame grade has yet to be seen just because he hasn't played it down in the NFL, in my opinion. Does he
Yeah,
have the ability? Absolutely. Is he the greatest running back I've ever seen come out of Notre Dame? My eyes, absolutely. I mean,
yeah,
he has all the intangibles. He runs what was it, Alex, like a 4.36 or something like that?
yeah.
And
Crazy. I
I
mean,
mean,
faster than Jameer Gibbs, 40.
yeah, you can use Jeremiah Love for many different things, though. He has hands as well. So you could use him to catch out of the backfield in the slot, which is where Marcus Freeman and Mike Denbrock was using him sometimes.
Yep.
So, I mean, he's an overall versatile weapon. As much as I love Jeremiah Love, the Hall of Fame grade for me is jumping the gun a little bit.
Yeah, he's projecting that. I mean, we'll see. If, the running back position, you got to stay healthy. You got to do it for a long time. But yeah, Jeremiah Love seems like a no-brainer, a home run pick. This is a great get for the Cardinals, a franchise player to build the team around. They also take guard Chase Basantis in the second round, which I like, a good run blocking guard. They signed Isaac Samalo, so you put him on there opposite him. That's a pretty good start on the offensive line. That should help Jeremiah Love as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you have anybody who an offensive lineman or you draft somebody that high as an offensive lineman is going to help your team. It's going to help Jeremiah Love. It's going to help Carson Beck, Jacoby Brissett, or Gardner Minshew, whoever the Cardinals decide to go with as a starter.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I like Reggie Virgil. Isn't a bad pick. Good value pick in the fifth round out of Texas Tech to go with those receivers. But um, what are your thoughts on Carson Beck in the third round? I heard somebody say that the Cardinals had a higher grade on Carson Beck than they did Ty Simpson, who went 13th overall. What are your thoughts on that specifically?
Okay, now that one I do agree with for the simple fact that like I think Carson Beck was drafted where he was because of his turnover mistakes, and that's what scares me, Alex, is like he'll get you
Yeah.
to the big time moment, but then he makes the mistakes that really make you shake your head because like he had Miami in that national championship game, and then he
Yeah.
threw a pick that cost him. That is my only worry about getting Carson Beck where they did was that if you can develop him, I mean he's played college football for 7 years. So there
Hmm.
shouldn't be too much more you have to develop him with. I
Yeah,
think
and
this was a gamble.
I heard some people say that like after his throwing arm injury, he kind of lost a little bit of the pop. So that could be something to keep an eye on, as well as the turnover concerns. But when I look at a team like the Cardinals, I don't see Jacoby Brissett or Gardner Minshew as like a long-term franchise quarterback option. So when I envision the Cardinals in the preseason, I think Carson Beck is going to get a ton of snaps, a ton of you know, playing time in the preseason and have a chance to, earn himself some playing time based on that. But I don't know if the Cardinals have a franchise quarterback on their roster yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and it's not me completely throwing Carson Beck under the bus, bro. It's just from saying in big time moments he tends to make the mistake that's going to cost his team.
Yeah. And this is a really weak quarterback draft class too. So it's
Yeah,
hard to,
yes.
yeah. Next year is supposed to be a lot better. So maybe the Cardinals will find their quarterback of the future in next year's draft. But I give them a B plus for their draft this year. Do you agree with that, or do you go higher or lower?
I'm gonna go with a B minus just for the
Okay.
simple fact that I think I mean, hear me out, right? Reggie Virgil is gonna be, like you said, a good value, but I think they could have did better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love their first two picks. After that, it's kind of shaky. So you give them a B minus. I gave them a B plus. Let's go to the Atlanta Falcons. New head coach Kevin Stefanski. And how about so here's some inside knowledge, Dustin. You know that we're friends with John Abraham. We message with him all the time. He sent me a message of a screenshot of him texting with Kevin Stefanski, their new head coach, and Stefanski said how excited he was that Avion Terrell fell to them in the second round. He's like, I had no clue he was going to be available there, and so they're able to team up Avion Terrell with his older brother AJ Terrell. That's a cool combination there in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Avion Terrell has been an underrated cornerback for Clemson, so I
Yeah.
think he's gonna go to the league and he's gonna develop. And I think the Falcons got a pretty good player there.
Yeah, good value in the second round. I had him going in the first round up until, right before the draft. So good haul there. How about Zachariah Branch in the third round? I love Zachariah Branch at USC and at Georgia. He's a speedster, big play, wide receiver. He can also impact in being a returner. Do you like Zachariah Branch for Atlanta?
Absolutely, man. All that does is add a weapon to where you could play anywhere. A punt returner, kick returner, a quick
Yeah.
wide receiver. You can run wide receiver screens with him and he's gonna pick up big yardage. So I think this is a great pickup.
Yeah, and that's something Atlanta needed was some more playmakers for Michael Penix or whoever. Now Tua could end up being their quarterback, but you've got Drake London, you've got Kyle Pitts, you've got Bijan Robinson. Now you add a speedster like Zachariah Branch. That's only going to help open up that offense.
They picked in the sixth round. I'm not trying to jump the gun on Alex, but this is an absolute steal, bro. Harold
Yeah,
Perkins,
yeah, I agree. I like the is really good value for sixth round.
that's an absolute steal.
I agree. I like him a lot. And he's that Micah Parsons type linebacker, edge rusher hybrid. You know what I mean? And you can use those guys anywhere on the field.
I would put him as a linebacker, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. And he's got pretty good hands for a linebacker too. I saw him snag some interceptions and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How about Kendall Daniels from Oklahoma, former safety, hard-hitting downhill linebacker in the fourth round? Do you like Kendall Daniels?
I do. I actually got to see him play a lot. Oklahoma had some tight games, but
Yeah.
they had a really good defense this year, and he was part of it.
Yeah. So hopefully the Falcons can turn this thing around quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying Penix is their guy, but Alex, how do you bench Tua? I mean, how do you not let Tua start? He has the experience, and he's, you know, to me, if he's around a better team, he can still be a good player.
I'm out on Tua. I'm not a Tua guy anymore. I feel like he had tons of talent around him with Miami and couldn't get it done. But I have a feeling with Penix's injury history and Tua's injury history, I think they're both going to start multiple games this year. And I think the Falcons' next franchise quarterback is around the corner in the next draft or two. I don't think Tua or Penix is the long-term answer. I give the Falcons a B. What do you say?
No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
And the reason I'm keeping them at a B, I was going to go lower, but again, that Harold Perkins is a steal.
yeah, that's really good value in the sixth round. I agree. All right, Baltimore Ravens, and I love this Ravens draft. You can see by all the guys I have highlighted in purple here, their first four picks. You talk about Vega Ioane, who, in my opinion, was the best offensive lineman in the draft. Do you agree with that? I love Vega.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And Penn State has always usually had pretty good guys drafted in the first round on the offensive line. So I do like it. And then, new head coach Jesse Minter. I think
Yep.
the Ravens are going to be the real deal.
Yeah, so they signed Trey Hendrickson this offseason. Now you draft Zion Young to go with Mike Green, who they got last year. That's a hell of a three pass rushers right there. I love that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I see two more steals on here that they just got better, dude. The wide receiver position.
Absolutely, and they've been needing to upgrade their receiver position. I like Zay Flowers, but outside of him, they could use more weapons, and adding Jacoby Lane and Elijah Surratt is big time. And I think Elijah Surratt in the fourth round is tremendous value. I had him as a second rounder.
I was gonna say, how the hell did he slip to the fourth round?
Yeah, I don't get it. But those are two big upgrades for them. And I think Lamar Jackson is going to love that receiving core now.
You know what, too? Underrated Alex is really Josh Cuevas from Alabama. Look out for that guy.
Okay. And they got two tight ends, Josh Cuevas and Matthew Hibner. You know, they lost Isaiah Likely and Charlie Kohler in free agency. Mark Andrews is getting older. So here's the new era of tight end in Baltimore. Both these guys could be solid for years to come for the Ravens.
Yeah, and the reason why I like Cuevas so much is he's a versatile. So Alabama at times would use him as a hybrid type of wide receiver and tight end.
Nice. Yeah, like that
So
Isaiah Likely role.
yes, yep.
Yeah. And then how about fifth round pick Adam Randall, the running back out of Clemson? And this was actually owner Steve Bisciotti made this pick. Usually when you say, oh, an owner made a pick, you're like, I don't know how good that's going to be. I think he hit a home run with this pick. What do you think?
So I didn't get to watch this kid play much, but
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna trust the owner. You have to trust he must see something in this kid.
Yeah, I like what I saw from him. He's a former wide receiver turned running back, and he's got some size to him. He'll run people over, so I like that a lot. Punter from Michigan State, Ryan Eckley in the sixth. Defensive tackle Rayshon Benny in the seventh, which both solid picks. I give the Ravens an A. I didn't go A plus, but I'll give them an A. What do you think?
Oh, dude, an A. I agree with. I mean, just Jacoby Lane and Elijah Surratt alone, bro,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
is huge for Lamar Jackson.
Bro, those first four picks, in my opinion, are all home runs. I love every single one of them. Both those receivers, Zion Young is underrated, and then Vega's my favorite O lineman in the draft. So I think the Ravens hit a home run.
And you have to think like these last couple seasons, the things that have been preventing the Ravens from completely being Super Bowl contenders is the injuries to Isaiah Likely and some of the Bateman and stuff. Like
Yeah,
they have depth now.
yeah, 100%. And people forget the Ravens were a made field goal away from winning the division last year. So you add all this talent to them, they should be pretty damn good this coming year.
Yeah, yeah, no, look out for the Ravens for sure.
Let's go to the Buffalo Bills. Rookie head coach Joe Brady, new defensive coordinator Jim Leonard. So they're switching to a 3-4 defense. They trade back twice, multiple times to get out of the first round, and they still get TJ Parker. Do you think TJ Parker is good value or a good fit for the Bills? What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I watched him a lot at Clemson. I think he's a big body, pretty decent edge rusher,
Yeah.
kind of what Buffalo needs.
Yeah, some people were saying they would have rather had R. Mason Thomas here. Who do you like better, R. Mason Thomas or TJ Parker?
TJ Parker.
Okay. All
I
right.
do.
And you add him to Bradley Chubb and Greg Rousseau. They got corner David Igbinosun in the second round. So their secondary is going to be pretty good. You add him to Benford and Max Hairston, D. Alford.
Let me say this real quick about Igbinosun. So I got to see him play in the national championship game against Notre Dame and some of the playoff games and stuff, man. This kid, if he can hold off on getting so many pass interference penalties, he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
That is
Is
his
that his?
only downfall is grabbing a little bit too much.
Okay. Yeah, and hopefully coaching can get that out of his game a little bit. Um, I really like Skylar Bell in the fourth round. I think that's really good value out of UConn. And he, in my opinion, already has a leg up on young guys like Keon Coleman and Tyrell Shavers. I think Skylar Bell is going to be damn near an immediate starter. You can bring him out of the slot along with Khalil Shakir. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
And then Jalen Kilgore in the fifth round. I don't know how much you know about him out of South Carolina, but he's a versatile DB. He can play nickel corner. He's a safety. Really good value pick in the fifth round.
Yeah, yeah. This next one though, Alex Zane Durant, I think that is a steal.
Okay. And that's a need for the Bills. Get some defensive line depth. You like him?
Yeah, he's very underrated. I mean, he's athletic, man, and he when I seen him play, he was playing really really good football. So for like example, he had one of his best games against Ohio State, and then he had another great game against Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. Remember that one?
Okay. Yeah. So good
So
value. I mean, so if you like Zane Durant, some of these guys, you could go as high as an A grade for the Bills here. I gave him a B plus. Do you like it better than that?
I still say B plus just because I think they could have did better in my opinion at wide receiver.
Yeah.
But
Let's go to the Carolina Panthers. I gave them a B. I like Monroe Freeling, Lee Hunter, Chris Brazel. Those are three solid picks. I was just surprised no tight end, right? I thought tight end was their biggest need. I think that they were planning on Kenyon Sadiq falling to them, and they were thrown for a loop when Sadiq went off the board to the Jets ahead of them, you know?
yeah, yeah, Kenyon is a really good player, man, and they missed out on that one. But I'm gonna give a shout out to Monroe Freeling Road. That is a good pick.
So there was a lot of hype around Monroe Freeling. I had him going as high as number 6 overall to the Browns. I kept hearing that the Browns loved Monroe Freeling. Um, then I had the Browns trading back and getting Monroe Freeling in the teens. But surprisingly, Cleveland went with Spencer Fano. So the Panthers get Monroe Freeling here, and I think that's really good value for them. I mean, if honestly, if I was the Lions, I would have taken Monroe Freeling as well, wouldn't you? What do you think of Chris Brazel in the third round? I think that's really good value.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say him. I think that's a steal, to be honest with
Yeah,
you, because when I would watch him play against Tennessee, he reminded me of who's that receiver they had last year, Hyatt or something. He
yeah,
gives
Jalen
me
Hyatt.
that type of yes, he gives me that type of vibe. I mean, he could stretch the field.
Yeah, I had him as a second round receiver, and I think you add him to Tedero McMillan, Jalen Coker. I think he ends up being the third wide receiver. I think Xavier Legette is kind of getting phased back a little bit in Carolina. I think this guy's going to outperform him.
Most definitely,
Yeah.
man. Thinking about it, actually, that's a massive pickup for the Panthers.
Yeah,
Really, it is.
really good value. Also, Lee Hunter in the second round is good value. Will Lee in the fourth round, Zakee Wheatley in the fifth round. I give them a B. Do you think that should be higher?
No, I agree with a B for sure.
Yeah. And then I put in here so they didn't get a tight end in the draft, but you know who's still available? David Njoku. That could be a good signing for them. They won the division last year. It was shocking. No one saw that coming because they lost week 18 to the Bucks. That should have eliminated them. But then the Falcons beat the Saints and the Panthers backed their way into a division championship. They lost the playoff game right away, but you know, you're seeing signs of Bryce Young taking the next step, and that's the biggest, most important thing in Carolina, right?
Yeah, and I I actually stopped believing in him early, and I felt kind of goofy because he's developing the way he should.
Yeah, and Chris Brazel's only going to help with that. So I like that pick for them. I give them a B. Let's go to my Chicago Bears.
Ooh,
I
I've
give
been waiting
them
for
a
this one.
yeah, I give them a B plus, bro. I was shocked when Dylan Thieneman fell to the Bears at pick 25. I couldn't believe he was still there, and I was so happy when they actually drafted him. Are you a big fan of his?
Absolutely, and he reminds me a lot of the Cooper guy from
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Yep, Cooper DeJean.
Yes, yes, them two they have the same playing style, but man, Thielman can really stretch the field as a safety.
Yeah,
Like
and we had lost so many safeties this offseason. Kevin Byard, Gardner Johnson, Jaquan Brisker. We lost all of our safeties. So to get Dylan Thieneman, we signed Kobe Bryant. Suddenly, that's a hell of a safety duo back there with Kobe Bryant and Dylan Thieneman. I'm actually pretty excited to see how that plays out. Um, Logan Jones in the second round. I like that pick. Garrett Bradbury's just got 1 year left on his deal. And tell me what you think of this, Dustin. We drafted Sam Roush in the third round out of Stanford, and I think that's the Cole Kmet replacement. I think Cole Kmet has 1 more year left in Chicago, and then he's going to be gone. What do you think of that?
yeah, no. I like this pick, bro. Sam Roush is actually very underrated as a tight end, and this
Okay.
is a good pick. I I watched him play, a lot of the ACC after dark because obviously there's no Pac-12 after dark anymore. But
Yeah.
he had he did pretty well against Notre Dame also. This
Yeah.
kid can play some football. I think that's a good pickup.
We also got Xavier Thomas in the third round, and Packer fans are gonna call me crazy and call me a homer, but I like Xavier Thomas a lot. He reminds me of Matthew Golden. Is that crazy, or what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. And actually, this is a better pickup than what you think, Alex. You got to give Ryan Poles credit because Davion Thomas was one of the best wide receivers LSU had in the past couple seasons. This kid can
Yeah.
ball.
No, I'm coming around to Ryan Poles. Like I hated him at first when he traded away Roquan Smith and brought in Chase Claypool and these guys, but he's I'm coming around. The Caleb Williams pick alone has to have Bears fans excited. And yeah, I like Xavier Thomas. I think he's gonna be a weapon, and our receiving core just keeps getting better in Chicago. And I also like corner Malik Muhammad in the fourth round out of Texas. I think he's good value as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This to go along with Jalen Johnson and Tyreek Stevenson, this is a that's a pretty good duo out there, Alex.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. I wish football would start next week, but we got to wait around for a while. I give the Bears a B plus. Do you think that grade should be higher or lower?
I like to give them an A minus, bro, just because
Okay.
I think you're devaluing Sam Roush and Xavier Thomas just a little bit.
Yeah. Let's go to the Bengals. And bro, what did you think of the Bengals trading for Dexter Lawrence? They get rid of their number 10 overall pick, but you add Dexter Lawrence to that D line along with Jonathan Allen. I think they upgraded their D line massively.
They did, but I don't like the fact that they don't have Hendrickson.
Yeah, but they did.
That's what
So
Bob.
they did sign Boye Mafe and they drafted Cassius Howell, but Trey Hendrickson is a big loss. I'll give you that.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, Dexter Lawrence is a big body, and he's
Yeah.
just coming into being a star player. That's a pretty good pickup for the Bengals, man.
Yeah, they drafted Shamar Stewart last year. Now you add Cassius Howell and Boye Mafe. I think they really redid their D line, and they needed to with Sam Hubbard retiring, with Trey Hendrickson leaving in free agency. So this was a need, and I feel like they addressed it properly.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Now, there's a name on here where the fourth round pick for Kobe Young, that is a steal too.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, and they've already got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Yoshi Boss. Now you add Kobe Young. Joe Burrow's gonna love those weapons.
Oh yeah. Look out for the Bengals, man.
Yeah. How about Connor Liu in the fourth round as well? When he's healthy, that's a hell of a center.
Yeah, and that's what Joe needs.
Yeah. Yeah. Protect Joe at all costs. So I give the Bengals, what did I give them? A B plus. Do you agree with that?
I do.
All right, let's go to the Cleveland Browns. New head coach, rookie head coach Todd Munkin. They go Spencer Fano with their first round pick. They also get Casey Concepcion. And I wasn't a big fan of the Casey Concepcion pick, but I was pleasantly surprised when they doubled down and got Denzel Boston in the second round. I like Denzel Boston more than I like Casey Concepcion. What do you think about those two receivers in Cleveland?
Okay, so this is where we actually have our difference, Alex.
Okay.
KC Concepcion, man, that kid can ball. He is very, very underrated. And I mean, the fact that he was drafted in the correct spot in the first round, that
Yeah.
he's going to be good. Keep
Well,
an
I
eye on
had a
that name. 'Cause
No, I agree with you. He's solid. And then I had a first round grade on Denzel Boston as well. Do you like him?
Oh yeah, yeah, no. He's a really good receiver out of Washington. I mean, you know, those two picks are to me what made the Browns in my top three of the draft.
Yeah, I agree. And then Emmanuel McNeil Warren with their fourth pick in the second round. I mean, tons of value in their top four picks. Toledo, how about Toledo becoming DBU? You got Quinyon Mitchell, now you got McNeil Warren coming out of the Toledo Rockets.
Hey man, that's what the transfer portal will do for you.
And then, how surprised were you with the Browns taking quarterback Talon Green in the sixth round out of Arkansas? You've already got Deshaun Watson, Shador Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, now Talon Green, and the GM said he's playing quarterback. Do you think that means Dylan Gabriel is on the way out?
So first of all, I'm glad that you asked me my opinion on Taylor Green. If there's a quarterback on that roster that has the intangibles to be a starting quarterback, it's Taylor Green.
Wow.
For the simple fact of he's big, he's got a big arm, and he can move. He reminds me of a Anthony Richardson or
I've heard people comparing him to Vince Young, but
but
he's got wheels, so
if I was Gabriel and I was Shador Sanders, I would mind my P's and Q's because this kid it has the intangibles.
I give the Browns an A minus. What about you?
You know what? I give them an A. I think they nailed this draft.
So the only thing I would change is I'm not a big Spencer Fano fan. If it were me, I would have taken Monroe Freeling if I'm the Browns. I would have traded back even further and tried to get Monroe Freeling or even take him at 9. So all right, let's go to the Dallas Cowboys. I love what the Cowboys did. I feel like they've completely rebuilt their defense, after the Micah Parsons trade. How about Caleb Downs in the first round to the Cowboys? That's an incredible get for their defense.
Oh, most definitely. This kid is special. He's
Yeah.
he's got it all. He does. He's got I mean, first of all, I want to say how incredible is it, Alex, that Ohio State had like five guys drafted in the first round.
Yeah. It's
That is
incredible.
insane.
Yeah, their defense was absolutely loaded. And it's really high praise for Caleb Downs. He might be the best one out of them all. They talk about his maturity, his locker room leadership. They say he's one of the smartest defensive players they've ever coached. So he's going to be great for the Cowboys defense. He's only going to help corners Deron Bland and Kobe Durant. How about Malachi Lawrence in the first round? Did you think Malachi Lawrence was a first round type talent?
I mean, from what I've seen of him, I would have went second round, but hey, I mean, maybe they seen something I didn't.
Daniel Jeremiah was all over the Malachi Lawrence to the Cowboys pick. He was calling that for a while. I had him as a second round grade as well, but Dallas loved him. You had him to Rashawn Gary and Donovan Ezaraku. It's incredible how quickly the Cowboys have turned around that D line.
Now, this third one I like a lot. I like Jay Sean Barham from Michigan.
Yeah, do you see him? They keep talking about moving him to off ball linebacker. Do you like that idea?
I mean, he's definitely athletic enough, but man, as an edge rusher, he's a dude.
Yeah, yeah. Good value pick. And Devin Moore and LT Overton in the fourth round. I give the Cowboys an A minus. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it. Do you think this was a most of this was a Jerry Jones draft?
Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones definitely always play a part in it. But man, I keep hearing the name Will McClay. He's getting a lot of credit for what the Cowboys are doing. And they keep talking about him being a future GM. very, very soon. Denver Broncos, they're in an interesting spot. They traded their first round pick to the Dolphins for Jalen Waddle. Do you like that for the Broncos, adding Jalen Waddle to Cortland Sutton?
That is a nasty duo, bro. That's gonna
Yeah.
be man. Bo Nix is gonna have some weapons.
Yep. And then they drafted running back Jonah Coleman and tight end Justin Joe Lee. So they got some nice pieces in this draft.
Man, Coleman's nice.
Yeah. Then and you add him to J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey. That's a hell of a running back room.
Yeah, and I mean, any player who gets to learn under Sean Payton is gonna have a good career, man, because that guy is incredible.
Well, the one thing that I don't like about what the Broncos are doing is Sean Payton's no longer going to be calling plays on offense. They're going with rookie first-time play caller Davis Webb, and I just don't like it. I don't trust it. I would much rather have Sean Payton calling the plays, wouldn't you?
Former quarterback Davis Webb?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. I want Sean Payton calling the plays.
Yeah, former third string quarterback Davis Webb. Like, no, thank you. But
Yeah,
everyone thinks they got the next Kevin O'Connell, but I don't see it. So I gave the Broncos a B. Let's go. Do you agree with that with a B?
yes, I do.
Let's go Detroit Lions. So to me, the most interesting part, the Lions kind of threw me with their draft here, and I gave them a benefit of the doubt B. But I'm going to tell you some concerns that I have, and tell me what you think. Blake Miller is an excellent right tackle. He's very reliable, 54 straight starts. But I would have gone Monroe Freeling and kept Panay Sewell at right tackle. Instead, they bring in a right tackle and they're moving Panay Sewell over to left tackle. Do you think that's a risky move, moving Panay Sewell? Wouldn't I would have rather just kept him at right tackle.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And from the looks of it, man, the Lions went lazy in this draft.
I agree.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know why they take Michigan Derek Moore when they could have had Zion Young or Gabe Akis. I felt like that was a reach.
yeah, yeah, this is I think the Lions are thinking that they might be content with what they have, and they just went out and got, fill or like depth. But I don't like this
Yeah.
draft.
Well, they're talking about Derek Moore starting right away, and I just don't see it. I don't see him as an NFL starting defensive end. Zion Young would have made so much more sense.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man.
Or a TJ Parker or an R. Mason Thomas, any of those guys, right? Well, they
Hey,
no, but yeah, they could have gotten them at some point, so I don't know. I did like
I'm
Keith
giving.
Abney though. Corner Keith Abney in the fifth round. I think he's really good value. I had him as a second round pick. And then Kendrick Law as well out of Kentucky is a good pick. So I gave them a B. It could have been much worse. They started out kind of shaky, but I feel like they got some good value in the fifth round.
I give them a C, Alex. I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Derek
Like,
Moore pick is what did him in.
you were a good team last year, but you lacked. You know, the defense was just bad.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
have went out and got a playmaker. Like
Well, and
nothing against Derek Moore, but Zion Young would have been a straight playmaker.
and they lost three pieces to their offensive line this offseason. So that's a big, loss there. How about Al Qadin Muhammad had like 11 and a half sacks last year. Now he's gone. So they've got some, production that they got to replace.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll see with the Lions. Let's go to the Green Bay Packers. They take corner Brandon Cisse in the second round, put him opposite Keyshawn Nixon. That's a good pick. That's a need. So good job getting a corner there for Green Bay. Um, They go D line with Chris McClellan and deny Dennis Sutton in the fourth round, which is really good value. You like deny Dennis Sutton, right?
Oh, Alex, I'm glad you asked me because I was just about to interrupt you and tell you, like, man, that dude can ball. I mean,
Yeah.
he's an underrated player too, and to get him in the fourth round is kind of a steal.
Yeah, I had him as second round value. So fourth round is definitely a steal. Now, um, I know Packer fans didn't like Chris McClellan here. They would have rather had Dominic Orange, and he ended up going to the Vikings. So how about some salt in the wound to that?
Yeah,
But Amanda's favorite pick, sixth round pick, kicker out of Florida, Trey Smack. They've been complaining about Brandon McManus and their kicking situation. You think Trey Smack is going to be a good NFL kicker?
so I don't know much about him. You're gonna have to enlighten me a little bit, Alex.
I mean, he's got the best name for a kicker imaginable. Trey Smack, like smack a three, like that's perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we'll see how he does in the cold of Green Bay after coming from Florida. But they just needed to upgrade kicker, so Packer fans are excited about that. But I give them a B minus.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with that, and that's only because of Sutton.
Okay, yeah, Sutton brings it back up.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
Houston Texans had an interesting draft. Keelan Rutledge and Caden McDonald in the first two picks, first two rounds, addressing the trenches. But I keep going back to a second round pick, tight end Marlon Klein has a massive reach written all over it. Do you agree that it's a reach?
I do, but I also think that he's talented.
Okay. Maybe not as much of a reach. What are you looking at the Kamari Ramsey pick in the fifth round?
I'm looking at the fifth and the sixth. Those are
Yeah,
both very underrated picks.
I agree. Lewis Bond is pretty good too, especially with the Tank Dell injury.
Man, Bond is, he reminds me, he's a big body slot receiver.
And then really good value in the fifth and sixth rounds.
And another one that I actually noticed, Caden McDonald to go along that defensive line is going to be
Oh
actually
my God.
nasty.
Yeah, that D line is loaded. I kept putting what's his name? Banks. I kept putting Banks to the Texans from Florida, but Caden McDonald, I mean, you can't go wrong. That D line is going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, for sure.
I give them a B minus, but that fifth and sixth round picks could boost them up.
You know what? I give them a B plus just because I think Lewis Bond going sixth is crazy to me.
Yeah, really good
That
value
he's
at the end.
talented.
Yeah, I agree. And wide receiver was a need. Getting CJ Stroud some more weapons is definitely going to help. We finally got to your Colts, and I think you're going to be surprised. I really like what the Colts did. And it couldn't be better timing with Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen both kind of on the hot seat going into this year and no first round pick. I think they got a tremendous haul, especially with their first two picks. CJ Allen, the linebacker, and AJ Halsey, the safety. Bro, I think they hit home runs with both of those picks.
Okay, so those two picks I'm okay with. I think those are great players, but I'm gonna tell you, Alex, on here a
Uh-huh.
pick I absolutely love. Can you
Okay.
take a guess?
I'm gonna say you absolutely love Dion Burks in the seventh.
Close. I love the Seth McGowan pick. That is a steal, one of the biggest steals of the draft.
Yeah, again, another team that killed it in the sixth and seventh rounds. You got some great value back there.
Caden Curry was a good edge rusher for Ohio State.
Yeah, sixth round pick.
How
And
did
Seth McGowan,
Dion fall to seventh?
yeah, Deion Burks has tremendous value, and Seth McGowan might be your number two running back like immediately.
Oh, he should be.
Yeah,
He's. I, I'm telling you, barring injury, keep an eye on him.
yeah.
He was top four in the SEC. I mean, he was a dog.
Wow. So I
Kentucky
mean,
just sucked.
all that considered, you see, I've got five picks highlighted. I give them an A. I mean, I think they did a pretty good job. The middle of the draft is a little shaky, but the beginning and the end, they killed it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go B
Okay. I'm
because
riding with an A. And just to show you I'm not biased because I've had a lot of good grades so far, this next one, you're going to see this is a terrible grade here. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, I thought absolutely sucked in their draft. What do you think?
no, I agree. Looking at these names, although I think Josh Cameron was decent.
Yeah, the two wide receivers in the sixth round is like the best aspect of it. Like that's their best picks is their sixth round.
So I see Travis Hunter moved to a cornerback for good now.
Yep, that's what they're saying. Full-time corner.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I give them a, I agree with you on a D.
Yeah, I gave him a D, and I was tempted to go D minus. I don't hardly ever give out an F grade, so D is pretty bad. And then who's their running back, bro? You see their running back room? They don't have anybody. Their running backs are um, Chris Rodriguez, Bashal Tootin, and LaQuint Allen.
Jeez. Well,
That's, that's
Bayshell was actually a decent college player at Virginia Tech.
yeah, he's not bad, but he's like a number two running back in my opinion. They don't have a number one.
Yeah, no, I agree. Losing ETN was a big loss.
Yeah. The only pick I like from the Jags is Emmanuel Pregnon in the third. That's good value. Outside of that, I don't like their draft at all.
Oh, I agree. Again, I think Josh Cameron was actually not a bad pickup. So,
Yeah. Yeah, not bad. All right, going from a draft class I hated to a draft class I love, and it pains me to say this, but the Kansas City Chiefs absolutely killed it in the draft this year.
oh,
Mansour Delane in the first round, Peter Woods in the first round, and then Armason Thomas in the second. Those first three picks are great.
yeah. Mansour was a steal. I mean, he's was to me the best cornerback in the draft.
Yep.
Uh, Peter Woods, I mean, that was expected. He was the best defensive player on Clemson. I mean, he could do
Bro,
both. You know, he could
and
be.
you team him
I've
up
seen him.
with Chris Jones. That's elite.
Yeah. Now this next one I really like. R. Mason Thomas.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that one a
Really
lot,
good.
Alex.
Yep. And then you put him opposite George Karlaftis. That's going to be nasty. How about Emmett Johnson in the fifth round? A good value running back there, too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You know what, man? Going off topic for a second in the off season, bro. The Chiefs getting Kenneth Walker was nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
That
crazy that the Super Bowl MVP was available, you know? So I give the Chiefs an A. Cyrus Allen in the fifth round is a good pick as well. I just think the Chiefs killed it.
okay? Hear me out, right?
Yep.
Under Andy Reid, I think Nussmeyer is a sneaky decent pick.
Maybe, but when is he ever going to play besides the preseason?
I mean,
He's just going to be a
who's to
coach.
say who's to say he couldn't jump up to the second string?
Nah, Justin Fields is better. I don't know that I'm going to sound like a complete hater here for a second. I don't know that Garrett Nussmeier is going to beat out Chris Oladokun for the third string quarterback.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a Garrett Nussmeier fan.
Ooh, Alex, buddy, I think you're sleeping on him just a little bit.
You know
Remember
who
what I'm
he
telling you.
you know who he reminds me of?
Who's that?
Quinn Ewers. And what's he done lately?
Oh, bro. I mean, Ewers hasn't really had a full chance, though.
Yeah, that's true. Let's go to the LA Chargers. I love that they brought in Mike McDaniel as offensive coordinator. I think him and Jim Harbaugh together is a really good offensive coaching staff. Akeem Mesidor, put him opposite Khalil Mack. I love that.
Brandon Thompson stands out to me.
Yeah, speedster, right?
So I watched an SEC game where it was Mississippi State, and I can't remember who, but this kid really showed out, man. He took a kickoff back to the house, tore the dust off the defense, bro, and called like an 80-yard pass, just blowing past everybody.
Yeah. I think Mike McDaniel's gonna love that, having a speed guy like that. So the one thing I was surprised is Jake Slaughter in the second round. I would have gone Emmanuel Pregnon there, but overall, I'll give them a B. I think they had a solid draft.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say C because there's not really anything that has majorly stuck out. I mean, I like Messador, but
Yeah,
he was second or third on that Miami because obviously Ruben Bain.
yeah, but he actually led Miami in sacks too. Now, time for me to put my hater hat on because I hate what the Rams did. Um, Ty Simpson at pick 13, bro, makes no sense to me whatsoever. I didn't have him as I think that's a reach. I think he's a borderline late first, early second round pick, if not deeper. And Makai Lemon is sitting right there. Imagine if you add Makai Lemon to Puka Nakua and Devonte Adams. I just don't understand reaching for Ty Simpson when you're in your Super Bowl window right now, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. And that pick caught me off guard for the simple fact that I I was still thinking that Ty Simpson wasn't even ready.
Yeah,
I mean, this quarterback draft, Alex, is awful. I'm sorry.
exactly. And why reach for one? Outside of Fernando Mendoza, you shouldn't reach for any of these quarterbacks. So I don't understand that. And did you see Sean McVay's reaction? He was visibly unhappy with the Ty Simpson pick.
So that was that was less Snead then, huh?
Yeah, it seems so. And everyone says the GM's job is to protect the future, and the head coach always wants to win now. And that seems like what that was about.
My my God, bro. Just thinking about it, Makai Lemon, Devontae
Yeah.
Adams, and Puka Nakua would have been disgusting.
Yeah. I can't believe that they didn't take him, but that's the route they chose to go. And then they took Max Clare. I mean, they got four tight ends now. How are the Rams going to run 14 personnel? Are they putting four tight ends on the field at once? What are we doing?
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy.
CJ Daniels in the sixth round. That's good value, though. Sixth round pick.
Yeah, but again, he's not Makai Lemon, so
Yeah, exactly. So I give the Rams a D plus. I mean, what do you think?
yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that one. Like, I think that they went lazy again. Ty Simpson, man,
It just doesn't
like
make any
it just
sense.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Who
I don't
who's
get
their
it.
backup currently, Alex?
What's his name? Stetson Bennett.
Man, give me Stetson over Ty Simpson.
Yeah, I know. And McVay likes Stetson Bennett too.
Yeah, whoever made that pick is definitely on drugs.
Yeah, I
No
don't like it
offense,
at all.
this isn't me like throwing Ty Simpson in the dirt. I don't want people to think that. It's just I don't think he was ready.
No, I agree. I don't think he's a terrible quarterback. I just don't like taking him 13 overall and to this team of all teams.
Yeah, I mean, okay, if you're the Rams, you could have drafted Makai Lemon, and I'm sure he Ty Simpson would have been available, and you could have got him in the second round.
Yeah, exactly. Or a different quarterback in the sixth or seventh round. But you don't need a Ty Simpson right now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Vegas Raiders, I thought they had a great draft. Fernando Mendoza was the easy pick, number one overall. Trade in Stukes in the second round, great value pick there. Trey Zune in the third round. How about Jermod McCoy falling all the way into the fourth round?
Yeah, yeah, that surprised me a lot right there. Um,
When
so
healthy, he's a first round talent.
I want to say something real quick, Alex. You can call me crazy, bro, but
Uh-huh.
hear me out. Fernando Mendoza has the ability in his first season to do something with the Raiders, bro. I love Mendoza. I think he has all the talent in the world.
Yeah, and he's got a pretty good team around him as well. I like what the Raiders are building. I think they're a year away probably. And my thing is, so I think Kirk Cousins is going to start week one, and the question is, how long will Kirk Cousins start? Um, Now it's probably maybe three, 4 games, five at most. What do you think? Do you think Mendoza starts week one?
I would, in my
Yeah,
opinion. Do I?
yeah,
No, but I definitely would because man, listen, I watched him play when he was at Cal before he was this popular Heisman winning quarterback. This kid was good.
yep. All he needs is an offensive line. You give him some time, and he's going to tear you up.
He reminds me a lot of a Andrew Luck type of style.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen some people compare him to Matt Ryan or even Kirk Cousins, but I think he's got all the skills to be a successful pro for sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
he reminds me personally, not body size, but I think the way he puts his body on the line of an Andrew Luck.
yeah, I mean that run in the national championship game was awesome on fourth down with the game on the line.
And that's not the first time he's done that during the
Yeah,
season.
yep. How about running back Mike Washington out of Arkansas? You add him to Ashton Genty. That's a hell of a 1-2 punch at running back now.
Yeah, I like that as well. But let me tell you something that got my eye, Alex. That Malik
Yeah.
Benson pickup in the
Yeah.
sixth round was
Sixth round
nice.
pick. Yeah, good, excellent value.
Yeah, that's a steal.
I'm giving the Raiders an A. How about you?
Yeah, I agree.
Let's go Miami Dolphins, or I like to call them the Pack Fins, since they got Packers GM, Packers head coach, and Packers quarterback. Um, Jeff Halfley taking over, Malik Willis at quarterback. They go Caden Proctor in the first round, corner Chris Johnson in the first round, linebacker Jacob Rodriguez in the third round. How about what do you think about wide receiver? They go Chris Bell and Caleb Douglas in the third round. What do you think of these two wide receivers?
I like the Chris Bell one.
Yeah.
Caleb Douglas, I haven't seen much of, but I like Chris Bell. I do. Oh,
Yeah.
and tight end Will
Chris,
from Ohio State.
Merrick. Yeah, Merrick.
Yes.
Yeah, he's looks good. Caleb Douglas, I haven't heard much about him, but I watched his tape and he looked pretty good. Like he looked solid. So Good
Is
picks
it
for them.
me or I think Jacob Rodriguez is going to be a star?
Yeah. Jacob Rodriguez to go with Jordan Brooks. That linebacker core is going to be solid for them. And I also like Kyle Lewis in the fourth round. They're expecting him to play safety. I mean, that dude's a
Yeah,
dog out of Pittsburgh.
yeah, absolutely. And the tight end from Mississippi State, it's hard to pronounce his name, but he's great too.
Yeah, Sadu Traore.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, good value pick there as well. So I like what the Dolphins are doing. I give them an A minus. Um, you agree with that?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that one.
Minnesota Vikings, they go Caleb Banks in the first round, Jake Golday in the second. They double up on defensive tackle with Dominic Orange in the third round, Caleb Tiernan in the third, and then fifth round fullback Max Bredesen from Michigan, reuniting him with J.J. McCarthy. Man, the Vikings are really emphasizing their D line with both of these defensive tackles. Brian Flores has got to love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Jake Golday in between there. What do you think of fullback Max Bredesen?
Max Bredesen is he reminds me a lot of a Kyle Juszczyk
Okay. Yeah.
type of guy. You can use for blocking. He's a really good blocker, but then you can also sneak him out on a wheel route or a speed out route or something, and he's gonna surprise you.
Yeah, you can do like play action and sneak him out, like have him pretend to block and then sneak out.
Yeah, but his strength is actually blocking.
Yeah. I believe that coming out of Michigan. I think that's a good pick. How about Damon Claiborne in the sixth round out of Wake Forest?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know much about him.
Yeah. But so tell me what you think. The Vikings fired GM Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. Kevin O'Connell is the guy calling the shots right now, but he's on the hot seat. They're saying if Kevin O'Connell doesn't win this upcoming season with either JJ McCarthy or Kyler Murray, they're talking about firing him. What do you think about what the Vikings are doing? Because I don't have a lot of faith in McCarthy or Kyler Murray, do you?
Man, JJ has still yet to be seen, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's so raw.
But Kyler, man, I think Arizona was just so bad, Alex, that I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I want to see what he does in a new system, a better head coach, and a better team around him with somebody like Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. Okay, I can understand that. We'll see if Kyler Murray can bounce back and have success with the Vikings. I give them a B plus for their draft, though. I love the Banks and Orange picks at D line. New England Patriots, I give them a B. Caleb Lomu, Gabe Akis with their first two picks. How about Eli Raridan in the third round out of Notre Dame?
Yeah, third round. That caught me by surprise, man. I thought he'd go fourth or fifth.
Do you like him? Do you think his skill translates to the NFL?
Absolutely. He's a 6'7", 230 something pound tight end. Yes.
Yeah, with good ball skills too. And then Gabe Akis, bro. I love Gabe Akis out of Illinois.
Yeah, I agree. He's a good pass rusher.
So I give them a B. Jam Miller in the seventh round, decent running back.
Yeah, he has to stay healthy.
Yeah. He'll be running back number three, though, behind Stevenson and Henderson. Um, let's go to the New Orleans Saints. They draft Jordan Tyson, Kristen Miller, and Oscar Delp with their first three picks. I love these first three picks. Tyson, arguably the best wide receiver in the draft. Kristen Miller is an absolute monster out of Georgia. And then Oscar Delp, the tight end out of Georgia. I like what the Saints did here.
Yeah, no, I love Oscar Dope. I think he's gonna be a really good player. But can I tell you, the one I see on this the same draft that I cannot believe went in the fifth round was
Yeah.
Lorenzo Styles, man. He's so quick and he's gonna surprise a lot of people. He used to play for Notre Dame.
Okay. Really good value, fifth round pick. Really a versatile DB. Talking about playing nickel slot corner.
Man, the Saints got better.
Yeah. I think Kellen Moore, after spending time with the Eagles, sees all these Georgia players making plays. Now that he's a head coach, he's like, let me get some Georgia dogs on my team.
Yeah, but to add Jawan Johnson and Noah Fant is pretty good too.
Yeah, 100%. So if Jordan Tyson can stay healthy, that's a hell of a draft pick. They also traded for Tyree Wilson from the Raiders, so we'll see. They're going all in around Tyler Shug. Um, I give the Saints an A minus. Do you agree?
Yeah, Saints definitely got better.
The New York Giants, they take Arvell Reese, which surprised me. What do you think? So they're talking about starting Arvell Reese off at off-ball linebacker and then moving him to edge probably when Kayvon Thibodeau leaves. What do you think?
I think him and Kayvon together are going to be dudes.
Well, they got Brian Burns. They've got Abdul Carter. I mean, they're loaded at edge.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Speaking of the Giants, they got better, but I'm going to give a shout out to one pick that I think is
Know
really
who it
going to
is. You're
be
not
great
fooling
for that
anybody. I know
franchise.
exactly who you're talking about.
Okay, who is it?
It's the Notre Dame guy in the third round.
But you got to understand, bro. He's a good player. He really is.
Yeah. And you put him next to Malik Neighbors, that's going to be solid.
Yeah, I think the Giants did really well in this draft. They were in my top three.
Yeah. No, for sure. CC Mawanoa, they got him. They're probably going to start him out at guard. And, so I like what John Harbaugh's doing is he's bringing in these pieces and slowly building this team into what he wants it to be. I don't expect the Giants to be the perfect team year one, but give them 2 to 3 years, and this Giants team might end up being like a contender.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely.
Colton Hood as well in the second round, so I give the Giants an A minus.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. This next one, I did not realize just how good it is, but oh my goodness.
The Jets, yeah.
Yes.
The Jets is incredible. David Bailey, Kenyon Sadiq, Omar Cooper, all in the first round. Then D'Angelo Pons in the second round. The Kenyon Sadiq pick kind of threw me a little bit because they already had Mason Taylor, and I knew they needed a wide receiver. But then to get back in the first round and take Omar Cooper, that sealed it for me. That's a hell of a first round.
And Alex, I'm telling you, D'Angelo Pons, you need to get used
Yeah.
to that name because he's a baller.
Yeah, and his NFL comp is Aaron Glenn, who's now his head coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
The Jets made a statement.
Yep. And then they signed Nashawn Wright from the Bears, who had 5 interceptions last year. So you go from a team that had 0 interceptions all season last year. Now you've got D'Angelo Pons and Nashawn Wright. That's much improved roster.
Yeah.
So look out for the Jets. Um, I give them an A. I think they killed it.
Yeah, for sure.
The Philadelphia Eagles, I give them an A. They stole Makai Lemon from the Steelers. They got Eli Stowers in the second round, Markel Bell in the third round, and Cole Payton, the quarterback from North Dakota State, in the fifth round. I thought the Eagles did solid as well. Plus, they traded for edge Jonathan Grenard.
Man, I'm gonna tell you that wide receiver core in
Yeah.
Philly is gonna be nasty.
Well, AJ Brown is getting traded. You know that, right? But
Yeah, but Smith and Hollywood
even,
Brown,
yeah, Dontavian Wicks, Makai
yeah.
Lemon. Yeah. Now, this is my question, though, and tell me what you think about this. Jalen Hurts is more of a sideline thrower. He's not your typical middle of the field thrower. And that's where guys like Eli Stowers and Makai Lemon make their money is in the middle of the field. Do you think Jalen Hurts might hold them back a little bit?
Oh man, no, because I think they're gonna find ways to get them guys the football no matter what.
Yeah. And that'll be the key is can the Eagles see, that's the thing that's held the Eagles back in recent memory is their lack of play calling on offense. And I think they got a new offensive coordinator in what's his name? Sean Mannion. And I think that's going to be key because Kevin Patullo was ass last year. They need Sean Mannion to help get these guys open, you know?
I agree. And Makai Lemon, in my opinion, was the best wide receiver in college football last year.
Yeah, he's going to get open regardless. Yeah. So good stuff. What did you think? So I give the Eagles an A. What did you think of? So the draft was in Pittsburgh. It's a big whole thing, celebration for the Steelers. And they're on the phone with Makai Lemon saying, "Hey, we're about to pick you." And then the Eagles, of all people, come in and steal Makai Lemon away from the Steelers. I mean, the Steelers just got punked in their own city by their crosstown rival. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's funny though. Why? Because sorry, but I'm the biggest Steelers hater.
Well, I think it works out for the Steelers, honestly, because then they were able to get Maxi and Nachor, and they still get Jeremy Bernard in the second round, which is a solid fallback option. Okay, we don't get Makai Lemon, but you get Jeremy Bernard. He's a baller.
Yeah, I agree.
And so you got DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman Jr., and now Jeremy Bernard. That's a nice three combination at wide receiver.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And then how about Jennings Dunker in the third round for the Steelers?
Yeah, I didn't know much about him.
Bro, he's a beast, that guard. I think they upgraded their offensive line like crazy.
Okay, hear me out. I got a really smoking hot take, right? Do you know where
Okay.
I'm about to go with this?
I think you're gonna talk about the quarterback.
Yes. Even though he had his struggles in Penn State, Drew Aller is talented. He
So
is talented.
we'll see what happens with Aaron Rodgers, but they're gonna need a quarterback of the future soon, and it's probably gonna be between Drew Aller and Will Howard.
I'll tell you what, right now, as it stands, Drew Aller is better than Will Howard.
Okay. That's going to be interesting for sure. And Mike McCarthy is going to be the one developing them. So
Yeah, for sure.
it's going to be interesting.
Ooh,
Um,
this next one, I like it.
so I gave the Steelers a B plus. You agree?
I'm gonna go see.
Okay. The Seattle Seahawks. And bro, it made total sense. And this is one of the picks I got dead on. Pick number 32 in the first round, running back Jadarian Price. Me and you had talked about it pre-draft. And you're like, you got two Notre Dame running backs going in the first round, and I was like, it makes sense. The Seahawks need a running back with Kenneth Walker gone, Zach Charbonnet expected to miss the entire season. So why not bring in Jadarian Price? You have to love that pick for Seattle.
Yeah, bro. Okay. Let me say this right.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks fans are in for a treat. Okay. Jadarian Price at times last season was better than Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
I mean, what you get with Price is a versatile running back, a bell cow, a kick returner, a punt returner. I mean, he's one step away from housing it every time he touches the ball.
Wow.
He's a very dangerous player, man.
And he gets plugged into the defending champs, a team that's ready to, contend once again. So he's going to be playing in some big time games. He's going to get a lot of spotlight.
And you know what, too, man? Good for him because he started his Notre Dame career off with tearing his Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
That's not easy to come back from.
Yeah, and I like that he didn't transfer and go somewhere else because he wasn't starting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep, for sure. Oh, wow. Bo Stevens went to the fifth round.
Yeah.
That is low key a steal too.
Yeah, you add him. Remember they got Gray Zabel last year, so now you get Bo Stevens.
Yeah, that offensive line is going to be for real.
Yep. I love Bud Clark to that defensive back room as well.
Seattle's not
And
going anywhere.
no, I mean, so hot take. I think Sam Darnold's going to come back down to earth next season, but that's the only thing that can keep this team from being absolute contenders once again is Sam, as long as they continue to get solid quarterback play, why shouldn't they be one of the best teams in football?
You know what, Alex? This is where we disagree, buddy. I think Sam Darnold is here to stay.
I
I think
I
I
yeah,
go ahead.
I get it. I mean, he finally is in the right situation, right? He's playing his best football. He's got Jackson Smith and Jigba and these weapons. But I think he had a Joe Flacco type playoffs, and I don't know if that's going to continue into next year. And I think that division is going to be dangerous as hell. The 49ers, the Rams, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I understand what you're saying, but I think Darnold has his first, little bit in the NFL. He was never on good teams. I think he finally has got his footing.
Yeah, 100%. And believe me, you're not the only one who disagrees with me on this. I've been going back and forth with John Abraham. He keeps calling me a Darnold hater. So
He might be right.
he bought me a
No, I'm
shirt
just kidding,
that has,
bro.
no, he bought me a shirt after Darnold won the Super Bowl. He bought me a shirt of Sam Darnold with a beer, and he has given me the middle finger.
Hell yeah.
But so I give the Seahawks a B. How about you?
Yeah, yep. I'm gonna agree with that one too.
I could see you giving them a B plus or an A minus too.
Yeah, I mean a B plus just because of how special I think Jadarian Price is gonna really be.
Yeah. Yep. Let's go to the 49ers. I give them a B minus, and they were publicly criticized for reaching for draft picks. John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan were taking some heat from the media. They take Dejon Stribling in the second round out of Ole Miss, Romello Height in the third round out of Texas Tech, and I like third round pick Kalen Black, the running back out of Indiana. Do you see any of those guys as reaches?
No, and I'm glad that you actually mentioned that because that's who I was gonna bring up too. I like Kalen Black, man.
Me
I think
too.
he was one of the underrated running backs. He ran hard in Indiana.
Yeah, you know who he reminds me of? Tell me if you like this comparison. Kyle Monangai.
Yeah, I could see
You
that.
know, that small running back that'll like run you over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And then I like Romello Height. He's a speedster off the edge. And they were saying that Dejon Stribling was a reach, but I don't know. He's pretty talented.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he's got the size, and he's a speedster. So
Yeah.
When you play
So
wide receiver in the NFL, what I want people to understand is size and speed is everything.
yeah, you
I
can't teach
mean,
that natural ability.
yeah, yeah, no, absolutely.
It turns into like a jump ball contest, throw the ball up and go get it.
Yeah, this next team, okay, so when I told you, when I asked you why did you say they might have had the best draft, now I see why. And
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that is some talent right there.
Yes, it is. The Bucks, the Tampa Bay Bucks. So I give the Niners a B minus. Do you agree with that?
I think this is more like a C plus to a C, Alex, because I mean, besides Kalen Black and Deshaun Stribling,
Yeah.
I don't think that they did that great.
Okay. I'm hope maybe Ephesians Prysock, but I agree with you. I could the top three picks are good. The rest of it is just okay. So yeah, I agree. But yeah, let's go to the Tampa Bay Bucks. And how the hell did Ruben Bain fall to 15 to the Bucks? What a steal!
Yeah, no, absolutely, bro. That is 100% a steal.
And they needed that. They really needed some pass rush help. So Ruben Bain is a perfect fit for Tampa Bay there. Josiah Trotter in the second round, the son of Jeremiah Trotter. Ted Hurst in the third round, and I love Keontae Scott in the fourth round, the best nickel in the draft.
Yeah, no, they definitely hit it big, man. The one that got me is Josiah Trotter is going to be better than what a lot of people think, too.
So that's my only complaint, though. I see Josiah Trotter more as a third round pick. I like him, but if it was me, the I have the Bucks as an A. I would have given them an A plus if they had taken C.J. Allen in the second round. That's my only gripe.
I can see that.
I really like
But
C.J. Allen, but
CJ
Josiah.
Allen came to Indy, though.
Yep, yeah, the Colts got him. So I give the Bucks an A. The Tampa Bay or the Tennessee Titans, they took Carnell Tate, number 4 overall. Were you surprised that Tate went top 5?
Actually, no, but I thought maybe the Titans would have tried to make a move for Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, I thought Love was going to fall to 4. So once, they would have gladly taken Love, I think, at 4. But once the Cardinals took him, they went with Carnell Tate. Um, they got Keldrick Folk in the first, Anthony Hill in the second, Nick Singleton, the running back, in the fifth.
I like that one.
Considering, yeah, all things considering, I think the Titans did pretty well. I'm not the biggest Keldrick Folk fan, though.
No, but here, man, that Anthony Hill pickup is a steal, Alex. That
Yeah,
that dude can ball.
yeah. I had a first round grade on him. Anthony Hill is a good pick, and Nick Singleton is good. Pat Coogan, too, in the sixth round. Pat Coogan is solid.
Tough dude, man. Yeah, tough dude.
All right, so I gave the Titans a B. Do you agree with that?
I'm gonna say a B plus, just because
Yeah.
I think Anthony Hill and Nick Singleton are being really underrated.
Yeah, and I think Carnell Tate is going to be Cam Ward's best friend. Like, I think they're going to love each other. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then lastly, but not least, the Washington Commanders. They take linebacker Sonny Styles, wide receiver Antonio Williams, Joshua Josephs from Tennessee, and then Katron Allen in the sixth round. I thought the Commanders did a great job.
Yeah, yeah. No, Sonny Styles is gonna be a dude.
Yeah, put him opposite Leo
Antonio,
Chanel. Antonio
yeah.
Williams, he's a burner too.
hmm He was actually probably the best offensive player on Clemson next to their running back.
Yeah. And then Katron Allen, how about that sixth round pick?
Yeah, you want to talk about Notre Dame having two running backs in the draft? Kaytron Allen actually At times, well, his career was better than Nick Singleton.
Yeah. So solid picks. The only thing I don't like, I think the Commanders are going to struggle on offense, and this is why. They go from Cliff Kingsbury as their offensive coordinator to David Blau. And I feel like that's a massive downgrade. What about you?
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
So, but all in all, it's, our that was a hell of a draft, and it was great to have you back on to do a draft grades. Did you have fun? I mean, there's a lot of great prospects to talk about this year.
Man, did I have fun, bro? It brought back some memories, and I appreciate every little bit of it.
Yeah. So maybe we'll have to have you on from time to time and keep talking some NFL. So thanks for your time, bro, and hope people enjoyed this, getting the old crew back together and talking some football. So appreciate it.
For sure, man. And if you don't mind, when I hop on my podcast, I'll give you a shout out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll come on anytime, bro, and we'll talk some football. So
All right,
appreciate it.
man.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you enjoyed this episode. And have a great week, guys. Peace out.